Hello, I'm Saddam Siddiqui, non-profit management professional, visiting lecturer, and a radio show host. Yesterday, we had a conversation regarding the definition of marketing, its importance, and its evolution over the period of time. Today, we will be exploring the basic concepts in the marketing, terminologies that are used in marketing in very different contexts. At the same time, they are used in real life in different contexts. Uh, as I suggested before, that it maybe it will go bilingual so that people, especially Pakistani students, can understand the concept in a deeper manner. आज जो हम अपने इस मौजू में फोकस रखेंगे वो उन बुनियादी इस्तिलाहात के ऊपर रखेंगे जो कि मार्केटिंग की एकेडमियाँ यूज़ करती है अपने लेक्चर्स के दौरान. द फर्स्ट एंड foremost and the most used and the most widely interpreted terminology or the word is need. Need उर्दू में इसका तर्जुमा ज़ाहिर है ज़रूरत बनता है, लेकिन in the context of marketing, it changes the whole um, interpretation of this word. In marketing, it's something that is necessary for one's life. Uh, it we we try to explore as a marketer how we can develop certain needs. बाज़ औक़ात होता ही है कि customer are unable to identify their need, and that's the job of a marketer then to intervene and sort of coach or facilitate him or her about the potential need of a product that can solve his or her problem. Now comes the point, how many types of need are there? There are basically two types of need. First type is biological need, which is also called physiological need, which relates with the life of a human, which is like something food, water, that is required for your existence. Then the second need is the psychological need. वो तमाम चीजें वो those element those products that can satisfy your psychological need uh, comes under this what will say this डेफिनेशन ऑफ नीड. इसको एक्सप्लोर करने के लिए हम एक एग्जांपल अगर देखें अगर आप अज्यूम करते हैं नॉर्मल कस्टमर आपका मिडिल क्लास कस्टमर है जो कमाता है और फिर अपने कमाए हुए पैसों से वो अपने अखराजात पूरे कर रहा होता है. सो ये दो लेवल के ऊपर उसकी नीड्स उसके सामने आती हैं. फर्स्ट इज बायोलॉजिकल नीड, यानी अगर उसको भूख लगी है तो वो खाना खा ले. अब वो कैसे खाएगा? अगर आपको रोड के ऊपर खाना रख के दे दिया जाए तब भी बायोलॉजिकली स्पीकिंग यू विल ईट बिकॉज दिस दिस इज गोइंग टू सेव योर लाइफ. आपकी बायोलॉजिकल नीड पूरी करेगा. इफ यू हैव एवर बीन टू अ सर्वाइवल ट्रिप और एक्सपीडिशन, you you eat certain things in certain circumstances that are not uh, you will not consume them in normal circumstances because of the role your psychology play in order to make a judgment regarding that product. So इस context में अगर आपको अपनी जान बचानी you can eat anything, but psychologically speaking you have a dignity, you have a lifestyle, you have certain requirement uh, from in your mind that how you should be treated. So you opt for eating in that particular manner. Culture also play a very important role in that. We'll explore it in detail later. But for a Muslim, in order to save his life, he can eat uh, anything which is even prohibited in Islam according to Sharia compliance. But for example, if in normal life and circumstances he or she is going to eat halal foods, will be more Sharia compliant in the way they consume the product. Uh, that's that's how need operates. What happens is जब आपकी ज़रूरत पूरी नहीं होती है तो आप में एक तनाव की सूरत हाल पैदा होती है, जिसको भी से नीड क्रिएट्स टेंशन। बायोलॉजिकल टेंशन ये है कि आपको भूख लग रही है, आपको अगर प्यास लगी है, दैट थर्स्ट इज योर टेंशन, and in order to quench the thirst you can drink water, you can drink juices, you can drink maybe as being portrayed by a marketer cold drink or carbonated soft drink. So these are the things. Your basic need or biological need here is to quench the thirst, and then comes the psychological need. How you are going to quench it, whether you'll be using the Sharia compliant product. In terms of, I'm portraying a Muslim customer, a normal Muslim customer. पानी आप पिएंगे, आप अल्कोहल पिएंगे, क्या करेंगे आप? That is something that this particular decision will depend on your psychological understanding of that need. As a marketer, we do understand that need has hierarchy. Maslow's need for hierarchy, जिसमें आमतौर पर मैस्लो की अगर थ्योरी की बात करें, there are 5 steps like pyramid situation. You cannot jump into the second level unless you complete first level. That is what he proposed. I know someone may argue that the theory is obsoleted, but these theories are essential to lay the foundation in order to understand certain concepts. So Maslow proposes that if your physiological needs are not completed, which is food, trust and shelter, अगर आपकी ये नीड कंप्लीट नहीं होगी तो आप नेक्स्ट स्टेप पर नहीं जा सकते. तो बेसलाइन नीड इज योर बेसिक नीड इज physiological need, then comes the security need. For example, like in this COVID-19 situation, our basic needs are being completed if we are eating, we are drinking water and stuff like that. But in order to make us secure, government or the health organizations have kind of asked us to compromise on our next level of need, which is social need, because they have to secure us. If we will be secured, if our second level need, which is security, is not being compromised or is not being fulfilled or can be harmed if we move towards the third level of need, which is social needs. That is the reason they have proposed you social distancing. So Maslow की नीड को अगर हम और समझें तो फिजियोलॉजिकल नीड के बाद आपके पास आता है सेफ्टी एंड सिक्योरिटी, थर्ड नीड आती है सोशल नीड, फोर्थ इसकी टेयर है जो क्या है सेल्फ स्टीम, your need for getting recognition, your need for being loved, your need for being admired, your need for, these are the kind of social, your self-esteem can be amused. Ilm hasil karna is one of the reason if you want to achieve, if you want to go on the fourth tier of the need. That is the reason why people start searching for knowledge, why people start doing degrees. That's not because they cannot live without getting a degree, but that is just self-esteem that it, as a human being, he or she should have should learn something. And this is also called when you want to get recognized by the social circles. And then comes the last or the topmost segment of that pyramid, which is self-actualization. People like E.G. Saab, Nelson Mandela, they who start believing in these in their causes more than their lives. When you are sort of when you are into a cause, when you're putting your heart, blood, soul into in promoting that cause, when you have this moment of where you want to do something for others, that is when this is also the need. That's the reason this Dr. Ruth for has been praised here in Pakistan, because they were well, at least according to me, were on the topmost level of the hierarchy. They were out there to they kind of self-actualize themselves कि वो लोगों के लिए किस तरह से बेहतरी का सामान या सबब बन सकते हैं. सो ये 5 जो लेवल्स हैं मैस्लो हायरार्की की नीड पे, ये बायोलॉजिकल और साइकोलॉजिकल दोनों लाइंस के ऊपर हम प्रमोट कर रहे होते हैं. So when a marketer talks about need, he or she is talking about your potential or your or something that you need but you don't know. So he or she is talking about the necessity in your life, either on biological or on psychological lines. The second concept can be explained by this share of Ghalib, which says हजारों ख्वाहिशें ऐसी कि हर ख्वाहिश को दम दम निकले, बहुत निकले मेरे अरमान लेकिन फिर भी कम निकले. So want is the expression of your need. अगर आप मुझे बताएंगे नहीं कि आपको किस चीज की जरूरत है तो मैं आपको उसका हल प्रोवाइड नहीं कर सकता. That happens some of the time. If you ask for food and if someone give you, if you are a vegetarian and if you ask for food and I offer you non-veg, your need is not going to be satisfied. That's because you did not tell me what you want. If you would have told that you are a vegetarian, I will definitely be going to serve your need by offering you vegetarian products. McDonald's Aloo Tikki in India is a very remarkable product because of the big vegetarian market which is out there in India. Halal foods market in Muslim countries, there you go. Kosher foods for the Jews, there you go. So when they express certain need, when they provide you certain criteria, कि मुझे ये चीज चाहिए, then a marketer will be better able to sort of entertain his or her request. So need is being, when expressed, is called want, and when your want is being backed up by your purchasing power, it becomes demand. For example, a college student may need a car because it is going to solve the transportation problem for him or her. But the questions come, does he or she have the purchasing power to buy that car? Only if he or she has that purchasing power, then his need can be treated as demand. Until otherwise, whatever he'll say or she'll say, he will not. He's expressing his or her need, but he does not fall into the criteria of demand. For example, you want to wear watch, you can wear watch, you can maybe afford Casio, but in order to afford Rolex or Tag Heuer, you have to have certain purchasing power behind it. How comes the role of a marketer here, who can be catalyst in converting your want into what you say demand? Say, if he or she, the marketer, can stretch your power or not manipulate, kind of, I'll say, kind of tweak things around to provide you their product, it will be beneficial for both of them. Prime example in our car case is, if a bank offers you car financing, then maybe it is stretching your purchasing power so that you can afford that product and solve your need or solve your problem. That's the role of a marketer, to identify the demand from want. Primarily, he or she has to identify the demand from needs so that it can be converted into want, and then he has to convert the want into the demand. And only when there is demand, then the economic activity can take place. Law of demand is there. There is no law of need. Economics, there is no law of want. There is a law of demand. So, which means that your want has to be backed by a certain purchasing power. If you have valid demand only, then the next concept of marketing comes, which is offering in broader sense. So, offering are the benefits from the value given by a marketer to fulfill the need of the customer. What I've just explained the scenario, that if a marketer can sense the demand, the marketer then can create an offer. आप अक्सर सुनते होंगे महदूद मुद्दत के लिए ऑफर है, या ये ऑफर ईद तक है, 70% सेल लगा दी गई है फॉर shoes on different outlets. That outlets, that's actually uh, that person, that marketer is trying to create an offer from your demand. He knows that if, for example, I use this, it's a Parker pen, for example, if the marketer uh, says that you can get a Parker pen, it's slightly expensive, but you can pay me later through your credit card after 40 days or something like that. It will increase my purchasing power. So then the concept of offer, when we say in marketing, it's the benefits from the value given by a marketer to the need of the customer. आप अपने अपने प्रोडक्ट के जरिए उसकी अपने प्रोडक्ट की कितनी कदर बढ़ा सकते हैं, जो हमने पिछले लेक्चर के अंदर भी बात की थी. नाउ कम्स द पॉइंट, व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ वैल्यू. वैल्यू उर्दू में तो इक़दार को कहते हैं वैल्यूज, but in marketing terminology it is the difference between the benefit one gains from the product and the cost of the product. जो चीज मैं खरीद रहा हूं, क्या वो इतनी वैल्यू रखती है कि उसके एवज में इतने पैसे दूं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, in this Parker pen example, Parker has certain values. It has a legacy of 100 plus years of almost 100 plus years of making pens. But at the same time, if someone else come to me and say, I'll sell you the pen for 5,000 rupees, and the pen is of plastic, and the nib is not fluent, the grip is not that good. So will you sort of pay 5,000 to buy a pen, which in that case, for example, this kind of pen? Both will satisfy your need of writing. But in my example, Parker's value is highly dependent on its cost. And in this example, it falls in disposable category, by the way. In this example, the value driven from this pen is not worth of 5,000 rupees. So a customer may not be giving you the value. The other example for understanding the concept of value or addition of value is, say Whirlpool designed a very fantastic washing machine, and it placed it in a retail. It's a smart washing machine with good sense and all. And the potential buyer for that product is housewife. I'm assuming that it's not mandatory. I'm assuming I'm sort of in this scenario is a housewife is someone who is not been exposed to the smart technologies before. So if a sales representative, or what you say, retailers staff can explain the benefits of that Whirlpool machine or that washing machine, the functions of that washing machine, and can provide you the demo of how to use it, then the demand can be met, because you have added a value in that product. You have not made any change. You have not innovated or modified the product. You have just added a value by explaining that product in a better manner. That is what the meaning of value, so that a person can make comparative analysis, that if she is about to give, say for example, 60,000 Pakistani rupees to buy that washing machine, will she get the value out of it? Will she get the benefit? Will it clean the dirty clothes? Will it be more sustainable or energy efficient and stuff like that? A staff or retailer staff can add the value by explaining these manuals or these benefits to this customer, which will sort of satisfy the customer. Now comes the next terminology. What is the meaning of satisfaction? When I was growing up, मैं हर जगह ये खास तौर पे जो मोटरसाइकिल मैकेनिक होते हैं, उनकी दुकानों पे लिखा हुआ दिखता था मोटरसाइकिल का काम तसल्ली बख्श किया जाता है, सो या इत्मीनान बख्श किया जाता है. सेटिस्फैक्शन इज दैट तसल्ली और दैट इत्मीनान that what so in marketing terminology it says that the difference between a product's perceived performance versus buyer's expectation, what you think that product is and what you uh, perceive about its value. So when I was buying this Parker pen, I knew that I'm buying an international brand, a brand that is that has been the market leader for quite a long time. It is the Royal approved instrument used by the uh, British Royals in UK. These are the values that is being attached in that, and the most important value for me is that it's a Parker is a pen that my mother liked the most. So for me, was the main reason that is kind of an attachment to that brand, that I'll be using Parker, and these are the things that a marketer has to sort of identify when he wants to satisfy the customer. The satisfaction, if performance is greater than the expected value or expectation, if performance will be greater than the expectation, then the customer will be delighted. If performance will be equal to the expectation, the customer will be satisfied, and if performance will be less than the expected value, then the customer will be dissatisfied. So this is the kind of relationship that you and the customer enjoys when exchange of activity took place. That brought to the next key terminology and key concept in marketing, which we call exchange. What is an exchange? So an act of returning something of value to someone who has a desired object. For example, if a customer pays money and buy the book, that is exchange. In chess, what happens when exchange in chess exchange means, for example, your if the black piece captures the white piece and then the white piece captures the black piece, that is what we call exchange in chess, and that is the same analogy can be drawn here. When customer gets something and gives something, and the seller gets something and gives something, that is when exchange take place. When so you when an exchange take place, a transaction can only take place when an exchange is agreed. For example, if I say you this pen is 4,000 rupees, and you just need a pen to maybe write a couple of pointer notes, and you're not into pens or a lot, they'll say, no, I don't want that. So our exchange could have taken place because you had the money and I have this product to be sold, but the transaction was not able to happen because you don't want to buy that product. So a transaction is an agreement of exchange, and the agreement can be or the transaction can be of two types. One is monetary, which when you take the product and give money in return, which can be plastic money. Even cryptocurrency can come into play. Plastic money, paper money, and stuff. And the second is one of the most oldest method of exchange, which was trade. Exchange when not trade, barter trade. So when you give the commodity and get a commodity, and one of the very fantastic example is the exchange of Pepsi versus Russian vodka in late 80s. We should explore that case study. It's very worthy in order to understand the exchange in modern times, the barter exchange in modern times. So this is a transaction is a one-time event that can happen between buyer and seller, but if it is continued over the period of time, or if the transaction is frequent, it results into relationship, uh, which is of very importance to anyone, especially a marketer, because you may have seen, in order to retain in order to develop relationship, people, the marketer or the product offer loyalty programs, the premium discounts, and you have to understand one thing here. uh, the relationship is not only between customer and product, it is also sometimes between the customer and marketer. How? You might have heard that whenever a key relationship manager of especially in service industry switches, for example, a relationship manager of X bank switches to Y bank, he or she sometimes take the accounts of their clients into the other banks. That's kind of lose of when bank X loses his business because of the relationship between the customer and the marketer. And most of the time this is between the customer and the product, that you don't want to switch from that product, no matter whether you are being offered a good product on a cheaper price. You just want to stay or stick with that product. Now the last point of today's last concept of today's lecture is market. A market can be defined as a set of actual buyer and potential buyers of a product. आम शख्स के लिए मार्केट का मतलब बाजार होता है, लेकिन यहाँ पर एक मार्केटर के लिए मार्केट का मतलब बाजार नहीं, बल्कि सेट ऑफ एक्चुअल बायर्स एंड पोटेंशियल बायर्स ऑफ अ प्रोडक्ट होता है. It can be physical, it can be virtual. Marketplace, we see a lot of online businesses coming up nowadays. For example, you order something on Daraz.pk, you do not touch that. Say, for example, if I buy this pen from Daraz, when I'm making that exchange, when I'm making that transaction, I'm not even uh, checking the physical attributes of the project. It's everything is going very virtual. I'm not swapping. I'm not giving him or I'm not giving Daraz the virtual money. I can pay it by credit card. So a market. So Daraz market is very online. Digital market we just कह रहे हैं. So market can be physical and can be virtual. Physical market में MPs, metro, इम्तियाज here और security markets के लिए होता है. Pakistan Stock Exchange is there, Commodity Exchange Center is there. These are the markets where the buyer and seller meets to complete a transaction or develop a relation. Generally, marketing terminology में 3 types of market. Okay, there are 3 types of market. The first one is B2C, business to consumer. For example, this pen market. The pen was produced by Parker, and I'm the consumer. I'm using this pen. So that this pen is for B2C market. B2B market is when business is making its final product for another business. It can be treated as farmers selling of sugar canes to sugar mill, or farmers selling of flour to flour mills. So you are making one product for a business is making one product for another business, and that goes on. Eventually, it will go to B2C, but that's a very different marketing technique that is being used into B2B markets. We'll explore maybe later. And then the third market is B2G, when a business is providing a service to government. One of the disastrous campaign here you can relate to is your Rapidic scandal, in which a Canadian firm has sued Pakistan, the state, the government. But a Chinese company developing metros, highways, they are normally in the contract with governments. This recycling company of China, who is collecting the garbage and waste disposal from Karachi, is in agreement with the government. So they are providing services to consumer, but at the same time, this is via government. So if anyone is providing specific service to a government, should be considered as a B2G market. So that's the end of today's online lecture. Just to recap, we had a discussion on the basic concept of marketing, which was need. We explored need can be divided into two categories: biological and psychological. And need is hierarchical. And when you express the need, it becomes demand. Sorry, want. When you express the need, it becomes want. And when want is being backed up by purchasing power, it becomes your demand. And if there is a demand, then that is mandatory for a marketer to create customized offerings in order to fulfill that demand. If the offering is of value, only then it can satisfy the customer. And when uh, when a customer, how a customer can get this product, the customer can only get this product when there is an exchange activity which results into a transaction, and can become a relationship of pairs in the longer term between the customer or the product or customer or the marketer. And lastly, all these activities take place at a market, which can be a physical or virtual space, or can be of three types, which is B2C, business to consumer, B2B, business to business, and B2G, business to government. Thank you so very much for being with me. If you have any queries or questions, you can definitely let me know. The handouts or the slides that I'm using, I have put it in the description, so you can get it for your quick references. It will be more easy for you when you are developing your notes. Thank you so much for being with me. Stay safe, stay home, wash your hands. And, we'll see next time. We'll cover another topic of this marketing crash course. Thank you.